Radio 790 KABC. You're listening to the last edition of the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on KABC. The show moves to another station. It will be on the internet in the meantime. And, you know, I don't know what's going to happen on this farewell show. I've heard there's been a murder, and everyone knows the murder's been committed.
I've heard a lot about that murder, Carl. It's Mindy Goldberg here.
Oh, Mindy Goldman changing her name on us.
Well, I kind of wanted to use another name because I had an odd request. I'm really interested in maybe hiring that murderer to maybe get rid of somebody that might be dating my son, Geraldine. I'm not mentioning any names. Oh, no, I just mentioned Geraldine.
I'm a lawyer, and we can't be taking hits on this show of people or anything else.
Hey, well, I'm a lawyer, too, and I might be able to help you out there.
It's Dumas! You jacked this call. You're one of those Zoom conference call photo audio bombers.
I did not hack anything. I got in here legally.
Okay, well...
Hello, Mr. Gerber. Mr. Gerber, it's Dr. D here. Can you tell me a little bit more about this murder? Are there any details, any specifics, anything scientific that could maybe help us figure out who did it?
Okay, 34,562,000 Americans killed by incompetence, arrogance, and narcissism. I wonder what Remus Helms would say about that. He thinks he's a narcissist.
Well, I have good news for you, Mr. Gerber.
It's Remus Helms!
Indeed. We won a grant, the Helms Corporation won a grant from the White House to produce a cure for this problem that you're referring to.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we're mixing some malaria pills with some Valium. It's a big hit, and of course, three-plug guy doesn't check with any scientists, so they've already ordered enough for maybe 2 million already have gone out the door. So this murder is going to be put to an end very soon.
Dr. D, as the only scientist on this program, I know you're not a medical doctor, more of a bioengineer. Do you have any information that mixing Valium with, what was that other thing, would cure the coronavirus?
Malaria pills, they're a winner. They're produced in France, and the three-hole plug guys got big interest in that, and so do we, by the way.
You had a few run-ins with that guy that Myron Alfombra, pronounced Matting, but spells M&M, does the three-trim plug-on. So I don't understand why you're mixing with those red circles now, Remus Helms.
Well, we're all trying to contribute while we shelter in place.
Well, I mean, if they're from France, the French connection with Remus Helms kind of makes sense, with the whole 14-inch endowment and everything. It's possible that mixture could work. I might be able to test it out on some of my specimens. Some of my genitals are looking a little bit sad. They're lonely and kind of wilting. They might be sick themselves, so maybe I could do a test run.
Sir, ma'am, yes, sir, ma'am. My genitals are a little bit wilting too.
It's the soldier! Oh, we've got Mindy Goldman also here, and I do believe, Mindy, it was your husband that caused that evil bait-and-switch scheme where the 1.5 centimeter model was put into the soldier.
That was more like a misunderstanding, but I would be happy to offer up Giselle if you wanted to test any new medicines on her. I mean, Geraldine's girlfriend is happy to test anything that might cause death or anything like that.
That's a consistent theme. It sounds like you want to kill her.
Oh, no. I just, she's looking for a job. That's it. Yep, she's looking for a job.
I thought you were reformed, or on your way to being a reformed overprotective parent.
Mom, what are you doing on the phone again? Every time you talk to Mr. Gerber, this comes out.
Joshy, get back to bed, all right? I will be there in a minute. Oh, sorry, guys. It's a little bit crazy in this quarantine with all of us.
You know, Mindy, have you ever thought of, instead of killing Giselle, if she just needs a job, my daughter, Cindy, could probably hook her up and, put her as a phone sex operator. She might do pretty good at that.
Have just jacked into this Zoom meeting another hacker. Who is it?
What? What you say? Someone talk to me?
It's Nazuki!
Hey,
All right.
Nazuki.
It's Nazuki. I come by to say hi for a minute. And also, I hear rumor people spreading that new nurses at Lucky 7 have immunity to virus. But I tell you, no new nurse at Lucky 7 have immunity because they know have virus. No girl have virus. New nurse is very clean and sanitized for customer.
How? You're not supposed to be in business. You're not an essential business.
I made sure that she was essential.
Oh yeah, may I say neuro massage not essential business. What are you talking about? It's most important essential business. Girls help customer relax in anxious times. So we offer curbside slip and slide service at Lucky 7 Tarzana. Curbside, neuro nurse and customer cover with leftover painter plastic for privacy. Both girls and customer wear masks and gloves. Very important, be safe, no virus. Can only do at night in parking lot. Since building must be now for tenant only. No business allowed inside, so no virus.
Is this a car or just out of the open in that parking lot in Reseda?
No, they have painter plastic for privacy. In daytime, neuro nurses take online advanced neuro massage class, learn new technique. At night, service customer for parking lot slip and slide. When crisis over, Lucky 7 have many customer come to try new technique.
Yeah, but that whole situation has changed, Mr. Gerber. I mean, nobody needs to go under an overpass anymore. We've reprogrammed the sex robots to do yoni massages, and they're flying out the door. In addition, they're administering a little bit of that medicine to cure the virus as well. So that's what the news is.
Now, this raises a question, Remus Hound, the most important man in Sun Valley, California. Can a sex robot carry the coronavirus? We
not only
carrying a computer virus.
Not only can they not carry, what they're carrying is our new pill, which they administer surreptitiously to the customers. In any case, they've been reprogrammed to do the yoni massage, which was just a brilliant idea, and they're flying out the door.
Senior Mr. Gerber, there was my acquaintances that don't actually work for me because I don't pay them. And I think one of them contracted the coronavirus from the sex robot.
The licensed general contractor. Waterproofing thing. Oh, God.
You see, that's why we don't have sex robot at Lucky 7. No coronavirus. Nuru girls very sanitary. Oh, no. Oh, I go now. On way to oversee building of new Lucky 7 Chatsworth. Do good business there. In the autumn. Very important. Wait till no virus. See you later, Karl Gerber with K.
Thank you, Nazuki. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KBC, the finale show, episode 107 with many guests on. If you do wish to call me about a real legal matter, of course, that's 877-525-0700. Normal business hours. I'm answering the phones, 877-525-0700 for a real sexual harassment case, 877-525-0700 525-0700. If you're being forced to work at a business that is definitely non-essential, like a neuro massage clinic, and you're being threatened to be fired if you don't work there. All right, we'll be back in just a minute on Talk Radio 790.
Hello? I must be going. I cannot stay. I came to say I must be going. I'm glad I came, but just the same, I must be going.
Since 1993, the Employment Lawyers Group has been a consistent force in fighting for the rights of California employees. They've represented thousands of employees in cases in which they've lost their jobs, been sexually harassed, discriminated against at work, or owed wages individually or as a group such as a class action. The Employment Lawyers Group has maintained a high win rate and a serious record before the California courts. Please call 877-525-0700 for an experienced work lawyer. That's 877-525-0700. They have call takers standing by. Online, research the firm at worklawyerca.com. They have offices throughout Southern California. If you hire the Employment Lawyers Group, your legal problem becomes theirs to solve.
During these challenging times, Norm's Restaurants is offering several cook-at-home care packages that feed up to 10 people for only $35. Norm's Bigger, Better Breakfast care package includes 15 farm fresh eggs, 1 pound each of bacon, sausage, and boneless ham, 2 pounds of hash browns, fresh baked rolls, a half gallon of milk or juice, sliced fruit, and a roll of toilet paper. Visit norms.com to view all of their $35 care packages available for takeout and delivery.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans and Rocket Mortgage. During the challenging times we're all experiencing, our top priority is the health and safety of the communities we serve. And while it's true that things are changing rapidly every day, one thing that'll never change is our commitment to giving you the best mortgage experience. At Rocket Mortgage, our guiding philosophy of every client, every time, no exceptions, no excuses, exists for times like right now. We understand that hardships may arise, and we're prepared to help. If you currently work with us and need assistance with your mortgage, contact us 24/7 at rocketmortgage.com. As we all think about ways to save money, let me remind you that mortgage rates are near historic lows. If you think right now is the right time to refinance your mortgage, our home loan experts are available to help you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at rocketmortgage.com.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Hunkered down at home? I'm going crazy! Spend your day with AM790 KABC and Alexa. Get the latest coronavirus news on air, online, and on your smart speaker. Stay safe, stay informed. AM790 KABC.
Just a song before I go.
Talk Radio 790 KBC. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show into segment number 2 in our final show on KBC. You should definitely sign up on the Karl Gerber with the K channel on YouTube, because we're going to continue broadcasting on another radio station, and also we're going to do some shows for the next month, not on the radio. But tonight we have Remus Helms, the most important man in Sun Valley, California, on this Zoom show. We have Mindy Goldman, the overprotective mother. I heard Soldier Dumas, the incompetent employment defense lawyer, and also Jaime, the licensed general contractor, and Dr. D, the inventor of bioengineered genitals that went into Remus Helms' sex robots, and he got those mounted because they weren't mounted when she had them.
I also have my daughters with me, Cindy D and, Reverb. I guess she's my daughter. Everybody tells me she's my daughter. Don't really remember that. I'm kind of foggy on those details. But they're here, and I gotta get them out of the house. They're driving me crazy. So, maybe, hello?
Is that you?
Oh, no, that's Reverb. She just, jumped on the line. Reverb, get off the line.
Who are you talking to? What's going on?
We've been talking about murder, and there's just about 34,562 Americans killed by negligence, incompetence, and narcissism. And Remus Helms claims he has a drug that's going to help this, but it makes literally no sense.
Yes, Mr. Gerber, it makes a lot of sense. You should see the reception that we're getting already. The thank you notes are immense. And the other thing I wanted to alert you to is that we've completely changed the cosplay ranch in light of the current circumstances, and it is the most successful year we've ever had. Instead of visiting guests, we are dealing with guests online, and each of the actors has their own room. The throughput is like 10 times what it normally is. I know everybody's struggling, but I have to tell you that between the cosplay ranch at Sun Valley and Fontana, with the pills and the robots, we are having the most successful year that we have ever had.
Well, I have seen news stories that the online sex industry is up, so it doesn't surprise me. But I would think on the mile-long bed every now and again, you'd probably want to have some new meat come onto that bed, Remus Helms.
That is an example of self-sacrifice, Mr. Gerber. We all have to make a sacrifice. And I'm doing my part by sleeping in that bed alone.
What? With none of the other people on the cosplay ostrich ranch?
No, just until it all passes over.
I don't believe it for a minute. That's probably why Nizuki got off the phone so quickly.
Oh, Nizuki.
Maybe I could get a job at the ranch if you're doing everything online. I do whisper porn with a USB and a camera. I think I could work at the ranch.
No. Reverb. Besides, I think you're kind of stepping on Cindy's territory. Cindy would always work at the ranch. Hello? Is that Remus Helms? Oh, Mom, you're talking to Remus Helms and Mr. Gerber?
You can see Remus Helms on the screen, too, Cindy. This is Cindy D, the most famous English-speaking landline phone sex operator in the world, probably cashing in on all this quarantine stuff.
I can't see anybody on the screen, Mr. Gerber. I'm a landline girl. I'm a little bit old-fashioned that way.
I have to warn you that Dumas is on this show, and we cannot see what he's doing because he has closed off his video, so hopefully those voices aren't stimulating him too much.
Oh, you know me, Gerber. I just like to sit back and enjoy the show like I do in my office and with all those neuro massage nurses, if you know what I mean.
Mr. Gerber, I was just wondering if maybe Cindy D might be looking for a new love in her life, because I think that she might make a good match for my son. She sounds like she has a job and she's very responsible. I mean, I think maybe it could work.
She's married.
Oh, thank you. But I am married. Thank you, Mr. Gerber, for pointing that out. Sam X, I miss him so much this quarantine. Oh, God. I also miss the mile-long bed at Remus Helms Cosplay Ranch. Oh, that too.
It so warms my heart to hear the beautiful tones of Cindy D. And while I'm at it, Reverb, of course, has a very strong place in my heart. Although we're not accepting any new actors, that's certainly something to be considered.
Oh,
well,
really?
I hope she has a fond place in your heart, because we've been told you're supposed to be her father by way of immaculate conception.
There are some things that we don't discuss publicly, Mr. Gerber, including the family connections.
Okay, well, I should say this quickly. This program has been made possible through a generous grant from the Helms Foundation's $5.14 billion in funding and 14 inches of endowment. And I'll also add that Remus Helms is a lifelong KBC listener.
Oh, from the early days, indeed. I mean, when you were out of just getting out of school trying to find a job as a lawyer, you remember? That's when we met.
We did not meet then. There was one phone call.
You represented me Quite successfully, I should say.
I did not get you $200.1 million when your general got infringed, when you were at some New York party with Michael Bloomberg, and that guy with the horrible hairdo tying up the White House just waltzed on in, and your thing happened to be out there at attention, and he had a resin mold, and he infringed it, and he used that money to pay his casino debts.
Yeah, but our feelings towards that gentleman with the hair problems have changed lately with the grant that they gave me for the pills.
What?
For now, we're withholding comments.
Well, I don't know if you're talking about me with the hair problem, but I reassure you that my Gerber toupees are high quality. They'll even fit your carpets if you need it.
Well, I have heard that the whole ever-growing Gerber toupees that are actually nylon have been getting advertised as a way for a guy to cover his head if he tried one of those homemade haircuts, and we all know they're making people itch, which is causing the spread.
Yeah, that's not all that they're doing, you guys. They're with that big guy, what's his name? Myron Alfumbra, spelled Eminem. He's been spreading that one virus that's been going around all over the place with those Gerber toupees. But I've been making lots of money off of all this lately because I have a lot of new clients coming in that I'm charging extra.
How are you making money off this, Dumas?
Remember how I do most of my thinking in my sleep? That's how I'm still charging all my clients that are coming on. And with about 8 clients, I get about 8 hours of sleep to 10 hours of sleep at night. And each one is getting charged that $500 per hour.
Well, it sounds like you're doing a lot of sleeping these days.
Well, with all the money coming in, I'm planning on moving with Nazuki and all those Nuru nurses. It's been really tiring, so I have to do what I can, you know?
She claims there's a new clinic opening in Chatsworth. I don't know anything about that.
Do you think she'd be hiring? Again, the girls are driving me crazy. Mom, I don't need a job. I'm doing just fine with my phone calls. No, you're not. She's not. I'm stealing her clients.
Oh, Cindy D's clients are actually going on the internet. I'm a little surprised.
No, it's not like that. It's not like that. See, business was going great. With this quarantine, everybody's stuck at home, and I mean, you can only watch so much ASMR whisper porn before you get bored. You need to talk to somebody. I was getting tons of phone calls, and granted, a lot of my clientele are elderly gentlemen, and I was getting a lot of requests for like sexy nurse or, hot doctor, and I thought it was just like a sign of the times. But then I'd be in the middle of a phone call, and they started dying on me. Before they even finished. And I am the world's most famous English-speaking phone sex operator. They don't die before they finish. I always finish a job. So I was wondering what was going on. Like maybe they were mistaking me for a real doctor or a real nurse. And then I found out it's the virus. My elderly clients were getting murdered by this virus. And then
Oh, okay. Let's keep the murder here. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. We're still on Talk Radio 790 KBC. I'm still a real workplace lawyer. I got a lot of calls after the last show because I talked about the law, but I'm not willing to do that on my grand finale show on KBC. So if you want to call me about a real employment problem, 877-525-0700. When we come back, we're going to find out more about this murder rap. But if you want to call me during normal business hours at the office, 877-525-0700. 0700 if you're ready to sue for sexual harassment. 877-525-0700 if you have unpaid wages. Please write that number down because this is my last show on KBC. And please subscribe to the Karl Gerber with the K channel on YouTube because this show is not going out of style.
Hello? I must be going. I cannot stay. I came to say I must be going. I'm glad I came, but just the same, I must be going.
Since 1993, the Employment Lawyers Group has been a results-oriented law firm whose goal is to get the client what they deserve. They've represented thousands of California employees who've lost their jobs, harassed, subjected to employment discrimination, or were owed wages on an individualized or group basis, such as a class action. They have a high rate of success. There are few situations involving employment law that they have not confronted. At the forefront of employee rights, they're often the first employee law firm to confront a new legal issue. For an experienced employment lawyer, call 877-525-0700. That's 877-525-0700. They have call takers standing by. Online, read more about the firm at employeelawca.com. They have offices throughout Southern California. Make your work problem theirs to solve.
AM790
KABC. Talk Radio 790 KABC News Update. I'm Steve Cumming. Amid the coronavirus pandemic, according to a source involved in the talks, the White House and congressional Democrats have been discussing adding tens of billions of dollars for hospitals as part of a small business package stalled in Congress. Here's correspondent Phil Mattingly.
Both parties agree that the money needs to be replenished. More money needs to go into this small business program. The question right now, at least as it currently stands, is what else needs to be added to get agreement, and then can that agreement get support of both sides, pretty much every member in both chambers? That's what lawmakers are working towards and through this weekend. The goal, I'm told, at the moment is to have an agreement and be able to move forward with that agreement as soon as Monday.
Former U.S. Treasury Secretary Paul O'Neill died today in Pittsburgh after a long battle with lung cancer. He was 84. KABC SoCal weather, partly cloudy this evening, then mostly cloudy tonight with lows in the lower to mid-50s. I'm Steve Cumming. We're on the News Watch 24/7 for you on AM 790 KABC.
The Smell Good Plumbers at Mike Diamond will unclog your drain for $99. Having your stoppage unstopped by these aroma-friendly technicians can save you money, prevent flooding inside your home, and remove all unnecessary worry from your life. Your drain will drain more efficiently, your pipes will flow smoother, and your faith in mankind will be restored. This $99 unstopped rate applies to kitchen sinks, mainline sewer stoppages, and all 5 coronary arteries. Schedule an appointment today, and your Mike Diamond plumber will show up on time, act professional, and smell better than a new car wrapped in bacon. You will be able to get back to life sooner, focus on things that really matter, and avoid the unsanitary atrocities of Bubba the Butt Crack Plumber. No Bubba's here, ma'am. Got a clogged drain? Reference the $99 stoppage page at thesmellgoodplumber.com. Then call 800-446-MIKE. Contractor license number 399170.
This is Mike Diamond, and I guarantee my plumber will show up on time and smell good, or your house call is free.
9. And now, a social distancing tip from the police. Great advice. Get more useful tips like this by keeping it here. AM 790 KABC.
Just a song before I go.
Oh, wow. This is Talk Radio 790 KBC. This is Karl Gerber on the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show, episode 107 of this show, and the last one on KBC. But we're going to still be on LA radio. We're moving up to FM. And we're also going to be on the Karl Gerber with the K channel on YouTube. And for about a month and a half, we're going to be recording at the Employment Lawyers Group Karl Gerber Studios. And tonight we've got a full cast of characters on this show. Remus Helms, the most important man in Sun Valley, California. Mindy Goldman, the overprotective mother. Dumas, we've heard from a few others. And Cindy D, the most famous English-speaking landline phone sex operator, was talking to us before we broke.
Yes, so I had been getting a lot of requests to do sexy nurse and doctor, and then my clients started dying on me. And then,
wait, you gotta tell them the rest of the story. Story. Tell them what happened, Cindy.
Reverb.
Get off the phone, Reverb.
No, here's what happened. I was in the shed, like I always am, and I was with my boyfriend, Squirming Cecil. And we were social distancing, staying 14 feet apart, because it's Sunland and it's Sun Valley, and you have to stay 14 feet instead of 6 feet. But I was staying apart, and he was on my bed, and I was up on my shelf, and I was doing my whisper porn, and Cecil got all squirmy and squirmy and squirmy.
And then he knocked the phone off the hook just as Reverb was finishing. And her voice, which has some magical power to raise anything, like rose my client from the dead. He actually was resuscitated. So I couldn't believe it. Well, Cindy, I mean, Reverb does have a special talent with her voice. It can get a rise out of anything, really. I mean, are we surprised that it could raise the dead? Anyway, this client called back, and instead of wanting to talk to me, he wanted to be with Reverb. Now he's her client, and he doesn't want to have conversations with me anymore. It's horrible.
Look, Cindy, people are going to figure out how to use the internet to do web porn and all that. Not everyone's going to be using a landline.
Yeah, that's Mr. Gerber. I wanted to point out that perhaps we should talk to Cindy about joining us later, because we have not had one fatality, and we've got video as well as audio. I think there's too much intensity coming to the oldies from Reverb with her ASMR and Cindy with her lovely tones. There's too much intensity coming through the ear. And I think when the oldies can then see as well as hear, I think we get a better balance. I mean, we've got Mistress Luboff, and we've got Red Hair McDonald Girl. We have all of them, quite active. Even with the oldies, we haven't had one fatality.
Oh, yes. I actually would like to hear more about this video streaming. Is that something that I could hook up in a bedroom and it might not be noticeable?
It certainly could. It's just a matter of the technology. We've converted all of the rooms for the actors into camera rooms where they are there in various states of attire and composure. And it's a pay-per-view. The client comes online and they pay for however many minutes they want. I would say that our revenues are up like 10 times. It's just wonderful what has happened.
And could I get my own private screen, possibly? If I had my own camera, could I put it somewhere that I wanted and then watch what's on that camera precisely?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a technology issue. We use our camera, but we just go onto a private channel, pay per view, private. And so anyway, we have to talk to Cindy D and Reverb about that. I think maybe their technology is a bit too old, Mr. Gerber, under the circumstances.
But no, I mean, there's magic and imagination when I'm just on the phone. I can be anything that they imagine. They're not constrained by the image.
But that's led to some problems like those not very accurate Cindy D sex robots that men got stuck in.
Those sex robots looked nothing like me at all.
And we have, fortunately, we are on the verge of settling all those lawsuits by the conversion of the sex robots to yoni models. I think we're going to put that totally behind us. But all I can say is that if our source of design is coming from someone who has like 50 different voices, what does one expect? What could you expect except to have design flaws?
Right. Yes, I guess you didn't have like an accurate model, but still, men got stuck in that robot. That's my reputation.
Yeah, but we can see that some of them get fixed. Mr. Gerber, don't you have a confrere there who got his genital fixed after that problem? It's fixable, totally fixable.
Yeah, he even sounds like Donald Trump now. And that's Reva's health. The soldier was on the line, but I'm wondering why Mindy Goldman is so interested in this camera.
Oh, no reason. I was just, sorry, I'm a little out of breath. I was just doing a lot of measuring underneath the bed. In the bedroom. Just from the outlet to where the bed reached it. You know what? I better go. Geraldine's girlfriend just came, and I gotta do some under the bed. Mom, get off the phone. You gotta go to your meeting. Oh, it always comes to this. I just gotta go. This is happening again.
Okay, Mindy. I hope nobody's getting murdered at that Goldman residence. She laughed at us. I think she was going to spy on the girlfriend. That's what I think she was going to do with the webcam.
Mr. Remus Helms, I know about that new technology that you're doing. It's very easy to hack, kind of like that Zoom program that you guys use. That's how I got into this call. I have a cousin who works with a cable company, and he can probably work on that problem with you. So if you need any help, feel free to call me up anytime.
Well, that sounds like a good idea. We should actually, to some extent, when people hack it, it just makes it more interesting for the customer, to be honest with you.
Yes, it's like a party line, right?
Everybody loves a party line. Can you remember how that was really a lot of fun, right?
Yes, everybody called in.
Yeah. Remembers the party lines. Maybe that's an admission. He's one of those old people, and maybe he's just not allowed to leave his house because he's over 65.
I've seen photos of something called a telephone, which had a rotary dial and an earpiece.
We have one of those out back of Nazuki's place over in the alley where my office is now.
You have a telephone in the alley.
It's the payphone.
Occasionally Nazuki tells me about her legal relationship with Dumas, and I wondered if he could give some consideration to giving her a little bit of a cut on the rate. What I've been hearing is kind of a bit extreme, Dumas, frankly.
Yeah, I'd say so. He's been ripping off the whole world.
It's my rate. I can't really lower it. Nazuki is a long-term client, but if I lower it for her, I have to start lowering it for everybody. And with the amount of business that she's drumming up at that massage clinic, she can definitely afford it.
No, this is crazy. This is the kind of stuff you heard on this show for 2 years. This is episode 107. If you go back to the Karl Gerber with the K channel, you can hear some of these episodes. You might have figured it out by now, but this is not a scripted episode. We just have lots of characters jacking into my Zoom call here saying lots of crazy things. So, you really should subscribe to the Karl Gerber with the K channel on YouTube so you can continue to get this content, because this is the last show that I'm doing for KBC. I'm moving to another radio station, taking a little hiatus because it's too hard to do these shows right now. I can't get everyone together in the same room. So we've got to do Zoom, and that's just not the best sound quality. So I want to take about a month and a half before we come back on radio with crazy episodes. But that doesn't mean we're not going to do them on YouTube. It's very hard right now running the Employment Lawyers Group, answering all the phone calls, sending out a lot of the mail, and working without a secretary in my office. Although a lot of the courts are closed, we still have obligations. There's still deadlines on cases, and everyone expects us to still be working. I don't know if Dumas is in the same position because the work he does is pretty subpar.
Hey, I think my work is real quality. I was following in your footsteps. That's how I got my degree.
I did not go to an unaccredited law school at night, and I'm just not seeing that. I wasn't selling carpets for the head and also townhome floors in Queens like you were.
Well, Gerber, I've always looked up to you. I may not really say it too often, but you're my inspiration for becoming a lawyer.
It's like all these people like Remus Helms and Dumas. I had really nothing to do with them until I met them on this show. And every guest who's come on the show has been a referral from Remus Helms. So, look, I really am a real workplace lawyer, licensed in 4 states. We have a lot of offices throughout California, but right now nobody can get into but me. But I do want you to call me about a real employment case. You should write this number down because I've been doing this since 1993. I can script up your lawsuit better than anyone else can. And you can get me at normal business hours at 877-525-0700. Once again, 877-525-0700. If you have a case and needs to be filed for wrongful termination, 877-525-0700. If you want to bring a class action for unpaid wages, that's really what I do a lot of besides sexual harassment and cases where people are being fired because of protected medical conditions. So we're going to be back in a minute on the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KBC.
Hello? I must be going. I cannot stay. I came to say I must be going. I'm glad I came, but just the same, I must be going.
For 95 years.
In baseball, these are the moments that bring us to our feet.
But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
United for a great cause. So join Major League Baseball and stand up to cancer
as we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this disease.
I'm Jordana Brewster.
I'm Candace Patton.
Joe Manganiello. I'm Matt Damon, and cancer has in some way touched all of us.
Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
Pop quiz. If you sell a home for $500,000, how much would a traditional real estate agent charge in commission? If you guessed $25,000 to $30,000, you're right. But if you think that's the only way, you're wrong. This is why thousands of homeowners are making the switch to Rex. With Rex, you get a dedicated agent and a full-service experience at a fraction of the cost. Rex uses game-changing technology to cut out the middleman and save homeowners tens of thousands of dollars in fees. Remember, this is your home. Why give an insane amount of equity away to an agent? Rex offers the lowest fee in the industry without skimping on service. You'll work with an experienced real estate team with you every step of the way. Get the most out of your home. See if you qualify by calling 833-REX-HOME. 833-REX-HOME. That's 833-REX-HOME. Licensed real estate broker, DRE number 01976010. Minimum fee may apply. Not licensed in all 50 states. Visit rexhomes.com to see if Rex is available in your area. Rex fully supports the principles of the Fair Housing Act and Equal Opportunity Act.
If you love Ben Shapiro, which you do, I love you, man. You'll love Andrew Klavan. The Andrew Klavan Show. Weeknights at 9 on AM 790 KABC.
Just a song before I go.
This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show, and this is the last segment you're going to hear of the show on Talk Radio 790 KBC. The show is not going off the air. It's going to be moving to a different station around June. In the meantime, there may be some episodes being done from the Karl Gerber studio. And so I strongly recommend that you subscribe to the Karl Gerber with a K channel on YouTube. We've got 106 shows besides this one. This is 107. It's the best comedy that LA has seen in a long time, scripted on a weekly basis. And tonight, I think you've heard from about 6 of the best actors and actresses we have had on this show. So, we're going to continue. We still have Remus Helms here. We have Dumas here. We have Cindy D, Dr. D, and Reverb for the final segment of a Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KBC. And this is now getting sad.
You know, speaking of sad, I had a question, and maybe you can answer this, Mr. Gerber, or maybe even you, Dumas, but why does Nazuki's massage parlor get to stay open as an essential business, but my biolab full of beautiful bioengineered genitals is closed down and operating on like a skeleton crew? I just don't see the logic of that. Do you?
I don't think her clinic is supposed to be open, and a neuromassage clinic is not an essential business. What she was telling us earlier on the show is they had curbside service and they were using thin painter's plastic, and it sounded like the transactions weren't even in a car. They were just out there in the parking lot with thin painter's plastic. I don't think that's legal, and I think she needs to stop doing that immediately for many, many different legal reasons.
I hope she didn't take legal advice from Dumas on conducting her operations that way.
Well, my legal advice is really well, and what I've just come up with here is there's kind of a little catch-22. I think I could get you to be an essential business as well, because Nuru, yes, the Nuru massage stimulates the genitals that you are creating. So one cannot work without the other. So I think we have something here.
Yeah.
I think we're on to something.
No, this is not a medical service. It's not. Massage parlors are closed, and I know there's been talk about how that would make people feel better and maybe not so depressed, but those are closed.
But really, it is a medical service, though, Mr. Gerber. I mean, my genitals were used to help the soldier who had that little unfortunate incident.
I thought they never were. I thought that the way we got him back to his natural length was because I was at a shirtless dreidel game with Myron Afumbra, pronounced Matting, but spelled Eminem, and Bernie Madoff was confused or something, and he was let out of jail, and he dropped a brown paper bag with the genital in it that we've been searching for in all kinds of episodes.
Yes. But for the sake of my business, can we just say it happened another way so I can open up my lab again? My genitals, they're so lonely. I mean, they're just not looking good. Dr. Chu's doing what she can to feed and nourish them, but it's just too many for one woman to chew off, so to speak.
Well, I've actually heard that a lot of biolabs are being asked if they can have coronavirus experiments and testing going on in there. I'm wondering if your genital lab has been asked to maybe try to come up with a cure, too.
We have not, but Remus Helms was talking earlier about his cure that he has managed to make a deal with.
We were asked to do that. In fact, that's what we did. We converted our research operation to the issue of coronavirus cures, and that's how we came up with this genius solution, which was the malaria pill with Valium. And as I said, now we are open, and business is booming as an essential business.
Well, one of the things for AM radio is the public service announcement, and what we're hearing is there is no cure. And so if someone's calling you up and telling you that you can buy the cure to the coronavirus, slam the phone down. Don't give them any money. Don't go to Best Buy and get them credits so you can pay them. There is no cure. And I don't like the way Remus Helms has done like a 360 because he thinks he's going to get some kind of federal funding to, lots of federal funding to come up with a cure, and it's not going to happen. And I also thought you only were involved with sexual research.
You suggested yourself that the genital lab be conceivably converted. And don't forget, in my case, it was a research grant already received from the White House.
I don't know. I mean, my brother is like some kind of a Harvard MD, PhD with a research lab. And he said that his research lab does bacteria. And they were asked to do virus at a Harvard hospital. And he said, well, you can't just convert a bacteria lab into a virus lab. It doesn't work that way. So I don't understand how a genital lab can be used to come up with cures for the coronavirus.
Well, how can an automobile factory make a ventilator?
Yeah,
exactly.
But they were already making them, apparently.
The thing with genitals is they're not exactly clean all the time. I could imagine they could be a very good testing ground for viruses and bacteria.
Yeah, but you're farm raising them. They haven't been out in the real world yet.
True. True, but I'm a little concerned that maybe there was some kind of cross-contamination because I've seen the conference video with Dr. Chu, and some of them are not looking very good. They're looking a little bit sad and depressed, sick maybe.
Yeah, I don't think you want to have a sad genital. That wouldn't be a good thing.
It is I that has cut her off, because nobody is addressing the issue that Myron Alfumbra pronounced Madding but spelled Eminem with his ever-growing Berber toupees that keep growing longer and longer. You're overlooking my master plan of how I've been spreading this disease with my toupees.
Oh my God, look who ends up here in the last 4 minutes of the Karl Gerber with a K name show on talk radio, but Myron Afumbra, pronounced Manning but spelled Eminem.
I'm very sad that you guys have left me out and I had to find out about this on my own. I've come up with a master solution to everybody's problems. I will take the pills from Remus Helms and I will put them into a new product I've been working on. I mostly do the nylon Berber toupees for the head, but I am working on a new one that goes onto the genitals with this new age of everybody shaving and they get cold in the wintertime. So I will put the pills onto the genital tampon merkin rugs and spread the virus vaccine.
Oh, this guy is so evil. And you know what? Okay, we're really down to the last 3 minutes. So I think as the show continues, we're going to have more run-ins with Myron Alfumbra, pronounced Manning, but spelled Eminem. Does anyone have any final words to say in about 10 seconds?
I just want to congratulate you on the last 20 years that we have had our relationship, and remind you that it started with your advice to me on how to fire independent agents, which was very, very useful.
Well, thank you, Remus Helms.
Thank you.
Myron Alfumbra.
You have given a lot of good advice these past few years on the show. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Cindy, and thank you for being such an instrumental part in this show. I mean, you know, it just was one of those shows where we didn't really know what was going to happen early on, and Cindy D ends up coming on, and I didn't know what kind of an operator she was, and I just thought it was going to be a time to find out about independent contractors, and it ends up being she's a phone sex operator, if you can believe that. And then I realized that Remus Helms is referring me all these guests, and each one is loonier than the next. So, all right, this is Karl Gerber. I'm a real workplace lawyer. I do want you to write down my phone number if you have a problem at work. I'm the person to call. I'm in Los Angeles. I'm not going anywhere. I'm also in Ventura County and Kern County and San Bernardino and Riverside and even a little San Diego here and there. One day this virus thing will be over with, but you can still follow this show on the Karl Gerber with the K channel on YouTube. I want to say that KBC has been a phenomenal help to me in this show. They've given me complete artistic freedom in the show, which I don't know if the station we go to will do that. And as you might know, I come up with all the sounds and all the music and all the things and all the people that are on the show. That's not KBC, and they've been very cool about it. It just is that we have to move to a different station where they're going to give me a little bit more help with the show. It's very hard to put these shows together. So please call me at 877-525-0700 if you have a real workplace problem where you need to sue your employer. Right now, I can't just answer questions on the phone because I'm the only one answering the phone for the whole law firm. There can be 200 calls a day. 877-525-0700. For me, a real employment lawyer, 877-525-0700 for the most outrageous employment lawyer you're going to find. But you've heard me too be serious on this show, so you know I can do it. So please subscribe to the Karl Gerber with the K channel on YouTube if you can find out where this show is going. I want to thank everyone for coming on tonight. This is the last show for the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KBC.
Hello? I must be going. I cannot stay. I came to say I must be going. I'm glad I came, but just the same I must...
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's Employee of the Month, 2 months in a row. Leave a message at the... Hi, Jamie. It's me, Jamie.